With only a couple weeks left of 2019, I'm in the middle of putting together my top 10 movies of the year. There's a couple films I still want to see, and this was definitely one of them, Peanut Butter Falcon, which I'm talking about today, and I'm excited to share my thoughts with you all. I'm going to let you know if this film is finding its way on my list. We're going to talk about that and much more. Peanut Butter Falcon was written and directed by Tyler Nilson and Michael Schwartz and stars Shia LaBeouf, Zack Gottsagen, and Dakota Johnson. The film follows a young man with Down syndrome who escapes from an assisted living facility and befriends a wayward fisherman on the run. As the two men form a rapid bond, a social worker attempts to track them down. What's going on, everybody? Elliot back again with a brand new review, and today we're talking about Peanut Butter Falcon, a film I've heard nothing but great things about, and I'm here to share with you all my spoiler-free review for the film. But before we dive into it, definitely consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that bell so you can stay up to date with all my movie reviews, TV reviews, and all the fun things we do on this very channel. And if and when you've seen this film, I want to know what you all thought of the film. Did it inspire you? Did it have you at tears at points? Let me know in the comments below. And before we get into the review, I do have a couple giveaways going on my channel right now. One's for It Chapter 2, the other's for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So stick around to the end of this video so you can find out how you can win these codes. But with that being said, let's jump into this review here. So I am a sucker for road trip films, especially when it involves people kind of having a self-discovery and finding family and finding inspiration of each other. I love stories like that, and this film has those type of elements to it and has some really solid performances here. We're going to jump on kind of the chemistry that we got between our two leads, but, you know, I know this film premiered at South by Southwest earlier in the year in March and had a release in August, and I had a small window to see it at the theater. Didn't get the opportunity to, but saw it last night. And, you know, first and foremost, the performances, man, were so great and so much fun and so heartwarming. Seeing our two leads in Zack and Shia LaBeouf. Let me tell you guys a little bit of the story of Zack here. So I watched a lot of Collider, and especially Collider Live, and it was probably about 3-4 months ago. The writers and directors of the film were on the show, and they were talking about how they came up with the movie, but in particularly how they found this character, Zack. So they were shooting a short film, and they're part of this charity that helps out people with disabilities, and they met Zack, and they had this movie they were shooting, and they didn't necessarily, have a role for Zack, because unfortunately, Zack, he's very typecasted. There's really not a lot of opportunities, unfortunately, in the Hollywood scene for, people with certain disabilities to be able to show their acting abilities on screen. So, the directors, they really wanted to work with Zack, but unfortunately, there wasn't a role for him. But Zack was like, oh, that's fine. Just go ahead and make one for me. And I love that story because that's something that we can all take in our lives, no matter what the position is, no matter what the goal is, the opportunity. If you want to make something, if you want to make art, go do it. In today's times with phones, social media, such as YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, we can make our own stories. And if we surround ourselves with people that have the same vision and same goals and same passion as we do, you can do anything, right? So I love that story of how the directors came about finding this character, Zack. And Zack, man, he's one of my favorites in this film, without a doubt. I love his performance. It's so heartfelt. It's so, he's a character full of joy and happiness. And again, that idea of, going towards your goal. He wants to be a wrestler. He's not letting anyone or anything stop him from doing that. And I love that element of this film. Again, no matter what your disadvantage may be, or some people consider disadvantage, just go do it. Again, surround yourself with good people and go make that goal come true, or that dream come true. So I love that element that we got from Zack there. And also loving the fact that he was able to find a family and find this bond and Shia LaBeouf and have this connection with Dakota Johnson. Again, I love this character that we got in this film. It's so inspiring and so heartwarming. So again, you have this Zack character who runs into Shia LaBeouf's character, Tyler, who's a damaged character. He has a dark past. He's on a road to self-destruction. He's had this incident with a family member, and he's just kind of like at his ends meet. So he runs and meets Zack, and they kind of have a rocky relationship. But on their journey, Tyler is inspired by Zack. Tyler sees a little bit of himself in Zack and sees a little bit of his brother, which, by the way, Jon Bernthal, I didn't know he was in this movie, and I think there's something about Jon, right? He plays these roles where if he's in it for more than 10 minutes, he's not going to play the movie or the role at all. But I love their little the montage that we got with Jon and Shia LaBeouf's character there. But anyway, Tyler, he finds this inspiration out of him, and it makes him want to do better. It makes him want to help him find his goal because he's searching for something. And in the midst of him and Tyler and Zack on this journey, he finds something, which is family. And I love that element from Tyler. And again, their chemistry, their back and forth was so great. I love them in this film. But also, can't leave out Dakota Johnson. On this very channel, I've reviewed a couple films from Dakota in the last year, whether it be Suspiria, Bad Times at the El Royale, most recently Wounds. I'm a big fan of Dakota Johnson, and I really enjoyed her character in this movie. She's a loving character, but at the same time, she's the social worker for Zack, and she really loves Zack and takes care of him. But she even has a moment in this film where there's a moment on the riff where, you know, she says something to Tyler, and it was nothing necessarily like a bad word or anything she said to him, but she kind of put him down in a sense, like, hey, you don't do that, Zack. You're not able to do that. And I love how Tyler corrected her right away, because again, we have people that's close to us that don't mean anything, don't mean any harm by things they say, but they don't know how sometimes you can limit people and how that can affect their psyche. So I love that even though she was such a great character and a loving character, there were moments that she even learned things about Zack that she really didn't even pay attention to. So I love that element in the film. I thought Dakota Johnson was really great in this movie as well. Speaking of the writers and directors, this is the first time I've seen a film by them, and I really enjoyed the direction. There was some rough edges every now and then, but all in all, I thought they told a good story. It was shot beautifully. I liked the way they wrote the film. It has a lot of comedy, a lot of dramatic moments, and I thought these were some really great directors, and I'm excited to see their career continue to blossom and continue to grow, because I thought they had this real sense of approach to this film, this realness, this rawness, this authenticity to the film, and I thought they did a great job at that. So transitioning to some of my cons, the whole Duncan and Rat Man, whatever that character's name was, I didn't really like that stuff in the film. I could have went without it entirely, if I'm being honest, because I thought they were just very one-dimensional and just didn't need to be in the film, in my personal opinion. And also, there's a particular part kind of halfway through the film where they come and meet this character that's blind and get the raft. I thought that kind of slowed down the momentum a little bit and didn't necessarily need to be in the movie at all. But those are just a couple things that I kind of nitpicking on, and some issues I have with the movie there. But before I give you my overall thoughts and give you my score of this film, letting you all know now to look at the little link above my head here to see how you can win these codes for It Chapter 2 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Again, I'm doing these giveaways because these are new releases, and also I just hit 1,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago, and I want to show my appreciation to you all by giving you some free stuff. So definitely click that video above my head here so you can see how you can win these 2 codes for some really good movies this year. So anyway, on to my thoughts of the film. Overall, this is a very inspiring, heartfelt movie filled with some good laughs, some good drama, some good moments where I kind of teared up because I really enjoyed the performances, and I thought the direction was really solid across the board. And again, I'm going to have to look at my list, my top 10 list, to see if this can find a way on there, because this is one of my favorite films in the year, without a doubt. And if you're like me and you hadn't seen it yet, give this movie a chance. Go rent it, go buy it, go watch it at your local theaters. It's still available, because this is a really good film. And I'm going to give this movie a 4.5 out of 5. I can't recommend it enough. And again, if you haven't seen it like I haven't, go give this movie a chance, and I think you're going to end up enjoying this movie a lot. So that's my thoughts on the movie. 4.5 out of 5. Heartfelt, great performances, and a really good movie. Go check it out when you get the chance. Like and share this video. Again, comment below your thoughts on the movie, as well as subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you can stay up to date with all of my latest content. I kind of mentioned my top 10 list. We're going to be making that list here in a couple weeks, but as of right now, there are some big movies on my channel that I just reviewed, from The Irishman, Marriage Story, Little Women, saw that early, as well as Honey Boy with Shia LaBeouf. So check out those reviews. And also, I will be seeing Jumanji later today, so I will be having a review for that, as well as 6 Underground on Netflix tomorrow. And for all my TV watchers, just reviewed Watchmen, got the finale this Sunday. Castle Rock had a season finale that I just reviewed the other day, and we have some other stuff coming out pretty soon with The Mandalorian and all the stuff on Apple TV+. So follow me on Instagram, all my social media accounts, and you can find that in the description below. Thank you all for watching this review, and we'll see you in the next video.